it's Lauren here, back to share another layout with you for the Cocoa Vanilla Studio design team, using their beautiful new release More Than Words collection. This one should be this collection should be already popping up into retailers' stores, and I believe shortly you'll soon be able to purchase it directly online through the Cocoa Vanilla Studio site if you haven't managed to track down a retailer that is stocking it. So today I'm just doing a 12 by 12 layout of my little girl, and I've titled this one Moments because I captured just an everyday moment that is my little Katie, and she was just playing the PlayStation in a tutu with her super cute pink Converse shoes on, and I looked at her. I think, she's 8 now. She's trying to find out who her little personality is, what her little identity is, and I've been thinking a lot about that lately for myself. Who am I, and where am I up to in my life? And then I look over, and there she is, playing the PlayStation, one of the games her big brothers enjoy playing, which is probably not one that I would hope she'd play, but she enjoys it. And she's sitting there wearing a tutu, and she's got these gorgeous pink shoes on, and I thought, well, look at that, my little girl's identity's emerging, and she's working out what she enjoys, what style she likes to wear, and she just looked adorable doing it. So I want to capture those everyday moments, and I'm going to try a lot this year, especially my Project Life album, which I'm attempting to do. Fingers crossed I can get through the year, of just those everyday little moments. And I'm sure I'll share that with you a little bit later once I get my head around how that layout's going to go. But I thought, let's get on with it, and I'll share with you how I pop this layout together, which is featured on the Cocoa Vanilla Studio blog. So as you can see, I have maximised my 6x6 paper pad, and I've done that by, I had a whole lot of offcuts, and I opened up the 6x6 paper pad, and all these pieces fell out. And I thought, what am I going to do with all these little pieces? And yep, layering them under your photos is a fabulous idea. But I actually thought I've got a lot. So one night I was bored. I was sitting down watching TV, and I was flicking through some scrapbooking supplies, and I came up with this idea just to hand make some tassels. So sitting on the couch watching a TV series that I'm enjoying, I just grabbed my scissors, and I just snipped along nice and finely, just took my time because there was no hurry, and I created all these little, I'm not sure what you call them, I'm going to call them tassels, and by simply just cutting along with a pair of fine tip scissors. I then used, as you can see what I'm doing here now, I used some other offcuts that I just sat back into the 6x6 paper pad to mount my photos. And I really felt that with this collection I was getting lots of bits and bobs left over, and this layout I made a bit of a goal for myself to try and use up some pieces, try and use up some of those offcuts, try and use up some of the sticker sheets that I'd half used, the chipboard that I'd half used, a flare, the ephemera pack. So I just wanted to really test myself, because I find that, which I'm sure you guys find that too, that you end up with a lot of collections where they're just bits and pieces everywhere, and I really wanted to just really give myself a goal and use it all up. So as you can see, I've laid up all those tassels along the side there, and I wanted to sort of bring my photos across to the blank side. I wasn't sure if this was going to work. I don't know. I just wanted to go with it. I didn't know whether one side would be so heavy and the other side wouldn't have enough to kind of balance it out. It's sort of like a day and night kind of a feeling, a yin and a yang. I didn't know what I was going with, but I hoped that it came together, which it did. Well, you can determine that for yourself whether you think it came together or not, but I certainly have enjoyed looking at the layout now that it's complete, and thought, yeah, that came together in a way that I was happy with. So those photos are 3 by 4 inch, so just 2 3 by 4 inch. I printed them out. I use a Canon selfie, and I just went into the Project Life app, searched and popped in the 2 of the photos into a Project Life sequence, and then saved it as one image and then printed it out. So it was nice and easy just to quickly print out. I love my Canon selfie because I can be sitting in the lounge room and the Wi-Fi connects to it, and all my photos can be printing while I'm sitting on the couch watching a TV show, so it's lovely. I've just added a little bit of watercolour there just to help blend in the background to the photos. Just a few splats. I didn't quite have the colour that I was hoping for, as you could see there. I was sort of like, not too sure. But I ended up sort of dulling it down using the white watercolour paint there, and I ended up matching quite well. So I'm just adhering those down, and this is where I'm starting to think, what will my title be? How can I use up all these pieces? What have I got left in my ephemera pack that might go? I'm really looking forward to one day using those leftover pieces, the feathers. I'm not sure. I think I might go a dream catcher or something along those lines. I'm just not sure, but each time I pull that ephemera pack apart, I don't tend to go for the feathers. I think that deep down I'm saving them for something. So who knows? Stay tuned. So I ended up going with the title Moments. It was I found a little bit fiddly to get apart, but eventually it came out. Usually I don't place my title on after my photos. Usually I kind of leave that to the end, but I found with this layout I really wanted to centre my embellishments around the title, and I really wanted to make sure that the title popped even though it is in the light grey colour. So I think it kind of worked out okay in the end, but as you can see there, I was thinking, I'm not too sure, am I getting these bits in the right spot? Is it coming together? I think we all, I don't know about you, but I certainly have those moments where I think things are just not sitting right, so I have to try and manoeuvre it up, and even, I get a bit worried sticking things on my photos. I used to work for Kodak. I used to own a photo lab, and I had the lovely job of printing my own photos myself and processing all my films and things like that. Films way back in the films day, yes. And so cutting photos in odd shapes and sticking things on photos sometimes goes against my grain because of my old school training. So I sometimes question myself whether I'm doing the right thing, but I think being brave and knowing that this is just paper, and if it doesn't work out, I can reprint a photo, I can buy more scrapbooking supplies, or I can use different ones, and everything will be okay. And just to remind myself to enjoy the process, that's always a good idea. So I thought I'd have a little bit of a chat now about what parts of the More Than Words collection I've used. So as you've heard me mention, I've used the ephemera pack, which has lots of beautiful elements in it. I've used the chipboard titles. I've used the accessory sticker sheet, and I've used the 6x6 paper pad and one of the 12 by 12 inch papers, which I think was called Darling Buds, to help to border the layout, which I think sometimes is nice to, bring it all in and help focus. With the offcuts, I've also, I recently purchased a We Are Memory Keepers punch, which is got the hole reinforcers. I originally bought this punch to use in my planners to be able to make my planner pages look really cute by having different coloured reinforcing rings around where it goes into the planner. I don't know if that made sense, but I hope you get the gist. But I've taken to just adding it as like little pieces of, ephemera flying around some of my layouts, which I've really enjoyed doing, and it's kind of cute. Kind of looks a bit floaty and bubbly and magical. So I don't know, what do you think? Let me know in the comments whether you like my little hole reinforcing embellishments, or would you just stick to using it for what it is, which is, accenting our planner pages. I felt that beautiful block of pattern paper there just needed something to break it up a little bit. And so I was floating around with those leftover ephemera pieces to see if I could find something, but ended up using a sticker which said picture perfect out of the accessory sticker sheet, and using a chipboard frame I just mounted that up, which gave a little bit of a pop off the page and gave a little accenting feature to that heavy side. Here I am now using up a little bit more of the offcuts that I'd found, and I just fussy cutting a few of those adorable little butterflies to add a little bit of detail and a little bit of a feature to the layout. I think I ended up using about 3 of those, or 2 or 3, yeah, 3, because I popped it over on the accessory stickers that I used on my photo that says life is good, and I also popped it, where else did I pop my other one? I popped it right up the top of the page when I found I just wanted to, take that edge off the side where it's coming across. I just wanted to soften the transition from the heavy tassels to the blank side. So adding a few embellishments down that centre to help soften that transition, I think sometimes looks really good. I don't know. What do you think? Do you ever do things like that? Do you ever worry about things like that, or do you just stick things down? I don't know. Maybe I'm an overthinker. I don't know, but I just find that I need to go with what feels good. And when we're transitioning that section, I just felt that was the right thing to do. I've definitely as you can see by the way I talk, I definitely have no design background. My skill set is clearly in other areas. But I hope you get the gist of what I'm talking about. Sorry about the light that's happening there. I filmed this at night, and I usually don't. Usually I film in the daytime where my window in my office has some natural light. But so the glare from my lighting that I have in my office is sort of shining on those photos, which makes it a little bit bright, but bear with me. Bear with me with that. So I've just added some accessory stickers there in that nice typed font and adding my journaling. I love using my handwriting. For a long time there, I was a bit nervous about it, but I'm just going with it now. So I hope you like my layout. Please give me a big thumbs up, like, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Pop anything in the comments. I'm open to asking questions. I love chatting with you all and getting to know you as my online community. So if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to call. Keep scrapping. Take care. Bye.